Hello everybody, this is Mark, your GardenSoxx representative, and I wanted to show you the versatility of the GardenSoxx system. So many of you might have lots of little areas that don't quite fit traditional pots, or it doesn't look very good. So we're going to show you something pretty interesting today. My wife and I came across this beautiful little cart at a garden sale the other day, and what we decided to do is we're going to use the GardenSoxx system to make an herb garden here in this little cart. It's going to be super simple, super fun, and I think it's going to come out beautiful. Then we're going to move this cart right over to our back patio door, and then we'll have fresh herbs that we can harvest anytime we want right next to our kitchen. So follow us along here, and we're going to put the GardenSoxx system in, and we'll show you what it looks like. So we measured the cart and it's 36 inches long, so we know how long we need to cut the GardenSoxx. But we also need to measure the width so we know how many we can fit in. A typical GardenSoxx, nice and full, is about 8 inches in diameter. So let's see how many we can fit inside this little cart. We're looking at exactly 24 inches, so we should be able to comfortably fit 3 sets of GardenSoxx. That's going to make us a pretty doggone good herb garden. I'd like to take a quick second to talk to you about the soil media that we'll be putting inside of our GardenSoxx kit. Now, if you're like me, you like to make it really easy. I don't have time to make my own soil media, so I go down to my local hardware store and I buy the highest quality soil media I can find. This stuff isn't too bad, but I don't know what kind of life is inside of it. I don't know how long it's been sitting. So one of the easiest things you can do is add K-tonic. K-tonic is a super easy product to use. It's got 400 to 450 different species of beneficial bacteria and fungi in every bottle. This stuff has humic acid in it derived from peat. Naturally, it is 100% organic, and this is going to bring your soil to life. You can use this to revitalize old GardenSoxx if you don't want to empty them out and replace the soil. This will keep it alive and keep it going and keep all those nutrients available to your plant, keeping the microbes alive. Healthy soil, healthy food, all through K-tonic and the GardenSoxx system. Okay, now that we know we need 36-inch long GardenSoxx to fill up this cart, we're going to go ahead and get started cutting 3 of them to get ready to fill it. So, as you're filling your GardenSoxx with your soil media, you need to allow for about 20% extra sock for expansion and room to tie off the ends. So we measured 36 inches for the cart. We are going to add about 7 inches to our GardenSoxx before we cut it. So that comes out to about 43 inches. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting our 3 GardenSoxx. Now that we have our GardenSoxx cut to the length that we need it, it's time to go ahead and get it ready to start filling. So the first step you want to do is take a zip tie, and what we're going to do is we're going to tie off one end here. Real simple. Make sure you got enough room here. Just tighten down your zip tie. Nice and tight. There you go. And I like to cut off the excess end of the zip tie so nobody gets poked. And there you go. Your GardenSoxx is ready to fill. We'll get started on that. Well, I'm back in a change of clothes. As we all know, even the best of plans have to be changed sometimes. As I was filming the beginning of this video, that wind was so bad that I couldn't get anything done. My GardenSoxx were flying everywhere. I lost my easy filler tube. The umbrellas blew around. It was a crazy oddball windstorm here in California. So with a new shirt and a brand new GardenSoxx hat, I'm going to get started again. We're going to get started filling these so we can finish our little cart project. Okay, so here we go. I got my GardenSoxx inside of my easy filler tube, and now it's simply time to start filling. And maybe we'll call this the last scoop here. Yeah. There we go. And just like we did at the end when we were filling it up, all we have to do is zip tie off the end, give it a little twist, grab myself a zip tie, pinch it off, Get some of this out of our way. And I always just roll it out to kind of even it out, make it look pretty. Okay, now we got the first one done. We can place it here in the cart. Nice fit, and let's start filling some more. Walk through the whole process here. Let's drop that down on the bottom. Just fold this over here. And it's literally that simple. The tube lets you expand it as you go and keeps the hole nice and open for putting the soil in. So we're just going to fill up another one here, just like we did the first one. Okay, there's a second one filled. Again, zip tie the top. I always clip off the end, like I say. There we go. Get rid of some of my dirt here, and we'll roll it out and make it even. Now, they're not always going to come out exactly the same. Sometimes you're going to put a little more dirt in one than the other. Who cares? There's no mistakes. It's any way you want to do it. It's your garden. There we go. The second one. That's going to look really nice. So I still do have room for one more on the top. So we're going to go ahead and get that one done. So here we have it, 3 GardenSoxx in the top of this cart. This is going to make a beautiful little herb garden. It's a perfect fit. Where are you going to find a tray or a pot that fits anything like this? This is going to be great. With the air pruning and the ability for it to drain all the water, these are going to make for some healthy plants. I'm going to set it right over by my kitchen so I can enjoy my herbs whenever I'm cooking, or if I want to put them in a salad. Again, might even put a few flowers in here. Work as a little bit of a bug barrier. A little bit pretty. My wife loves the flowers, so I'm really happy the way this turned out. Next step, I'll get these guys planted and we'll see what it looks like. Just a quick thought about the drip tape. So this is an incredible little device. It's used all over for agriculture, for home gardening. Drip tape is just revolutionary, but the way that this material works and letting out just fine droplets of water to go into your soil at a very slow rate of speed, so you're not exceeding the water's permeability capabilities or anything like that. Just nice, slow, steady irrigation of your plants. Always want to make sure that the blue side is down. You'll see 2 blue strips here. So that is where the water comes out of. Now, one thing about it is that you do want to make sure that your water's clean. So if you're in a situation with a well that may have a lot of sand, maybe even city water, where you have high bicarbonates, high pH, calcium bicarbonate, also known as scale, that white buildup that you get on your showers and on your faucets sometimes. That stuff can over time plug up drip tape. So that's something to be cautious about. You might be in a situation where for your garden, you might want to put a little inline filter. And then there are some chemical ways that you can descale these. The solution to calcium bicarbonate is acids. So you could run even a vinegar through your lines. You don't want to keep it in there forever, but that vinegar in an acidic state will lower the pH enough to help dissolve that calcium bicarbonate. The other interesting thing about this is that the whole GardenSoxx system is very versatile. If you're in a situation where you don't want to get a lot of water on the ground, such as I'm doing with this cart here. Remember, what GardenSoxx Kit comes with is a whole roll of drip tape. That means wherever the tape is, there's going to be drips. So there's a very simple solution. If you want to fix that up, get yourself some black plastic hose. That's it. You can buy this at any local hardware store. Very durable, very strong stuff. And what you can do in between each sock is run a small section of black hose connected to your fitting. This will eliminate drips on the outside of your garden socks. So if you are in a situation where the drips are going to bother you from excess water coming out, or let's say you're kind of like me, I'm on a well. I like to conserve as much water as possible. I don't want my water just dripping anywhere. I want it going only where I need it to. I might run a little bit of black hose. So when I'm putting the drip tape in, you're going to see me running some black hose simply because it's going up by the front door and I want as little water there as possible on the ground. I want my socks to fill, be able to shut it off, no excess water on the ground. That's where the black hose is going to come on. Outside in my garden, I'm not concerned about it. So I used all the drip tape. But for here, I'm going to use this black hose, so I'll show you how it's done. So here's a view of the GardenSoxx Kit with the black hose option that I decided to go with. As you can see, the black hose ties right into the T-fitting that comes with your kit. You just cut a couple little pieces of black hose, goes right into our elbow, and then right off into your drip tape. So this way, you can keep from dripping water all over the ground if you have a place where you don't want water to drip, or you just want to conserve water and ensure that it all goes right into your garden socks. So there you go. Came out pretty good. So we have our flowers planted, very easy to do. So the first thing you want to do is come up in here and we're going to pull the drip tape to the side. Get it out of our way. That's all we got to do. Just pull it off the side a little bit. And then all we're going to do to plant our plants is just stretch out a nice little hole here about the size of the plants we want to plant. In this case, now we're going to start doing a little bit of herbs. So we can see about the size of the cup. So we're just going to stretch that garden sock in there. And if by chance you didn't cut your hole big enough, you can always go back and cut it just a little bit wider. Remember, it will not tear, it'll only cut. And as I was saying, it's best to do this transplant with recently watered plants, not soaking wet, but you definitely don't want to do it dry and have the dirt fall out all over you. So very carefully pull out your little plant. Got our drip tape pulled to the side, just drops right in, give it a little press down, and then pull the sock up over the side. Repeat the process. Reach down in there, stretch your dirt out, nice and deep, about the size of the plant. And let's see, what do we got? We have some cilantro, a little bit of parsley. Let's do a parsley. Voila. Last step is just to pull your drip tape back up closer to the plants. And there we go. Okay, the last and final step is to finally hook up your GardenSoxx Kit to the hose. Comes with a 10 psi pressure regulator, and all we have to do is screw this right on the end of our hose. Nice and simple. Okay, and then this swivels. This is the water side coming in from our garden socks. Okay, and let's slowly turn the pressure on. We can see everything's charging. A little bit of a leak here, so like I've said in previous videos, sometimes you have to go back and fold these over a couple more times. But we are in business. We're dripping. Everything's working. So I'm going to go back and fold these over a couple more times because I didn't do it quite well enough. But if you're coming here, you can already see the drippers are working. And essentially, this is done. We're giving our soil water. Our plants are getting water. Now I'm going to go back, tighten things up, fix my little leaks. We'll put this into place and we have a garden. So there we go. Our little GardenSoxx herb garden is now complete. Came out beautiful in this little cart that we found. Again, it's right next to my kitchen door, so anytime I want, I can walk right outside, pick some herbs, throw it in my salad, in my cooking, whatever I want to do. The system's fully charged. It's watering the plants right now as we speak. It works out absolutely perfect. I love the way it fit this cart. No pots to hand water, anything like that. Leave the hose plugged in, turn it on whenever I want. I can even put it on a timer. I will also be adding K-tonic to these because it's just a regular blend of potting soil with some extra material that I put in it, but I haven't put any microbial life in it yet. So I would like to inoculate these. I think it helps take a lot of the stress off and keeps the nutrients a lot more available. So pretty happy with the way this turned out. If you are interested in GardenSoxx, you can purchase it on Amazon, or you could even go to our GardenSoxx.com website. Again, hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the garden.